Hi friends, it's Kaylin here at Full Purpose and Heart, and today I wanted to share a video with you that would go over a couple of homeschool resources and tools, I guess you could say, that I have picked up over the years, some of which are my favorites that I love and we use all the time in our homeschool, and some of them that have kind of been fails. Like, we don't really use them. They've been more of kind of a mess than anything. So I thought that maybe this would be helpful for some of you who might be collecting a few things for your homeschool room. Then you can get an idea of stuff that has worked in my classroom. So anyway, if this is something that is interesting to you, then let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I have about 6 of each that I'm gonna share with you today, 6 that are favorites and 6 that have been fails. And I just kind of have them all stacked on the floor here for me to grab easily. So they're gonna go in no particular order. It'll be like random. So some things will be like, some things will be fails, and it'll just kind of be a random. So I'm gonna start with what I've got in my hand because I just happened to grab them off the floor. This is my first fail, is these counters. We got math counters a long time ago when my student was little. We got counting bears like this one, and then these are just those like stacking cubes that you can count, like put into tens. And they have been more of a pain in my foot than anything. I feel like I've been picking them up off of the floor onesie twosie. I bought 100. I bought 2 packs, so I guess I bought 200 of these counting things, and we only have like 97 of them left. Where the others of them are hiding, I have no clue, but they've really been kind of a pain. And it's interesting because just for my student, at least, when I pull them out to use them for a part of our maths lesson and just as a manipulative, he usually looks at me like, okay, Mom, like, can we just get on with the assignment and not do like all this like hands-on work? So at least for our first time around, these have been a homeschool fail. He just likes to use his fingers to count, and he likes to count in his head and memorize with like math facts, like cards and stuff. So anyway, our counting bears and our counting like tiles, cubes have not been a win. On the flip side, I'll do a positive. These are a homeschool favorite for sure. We buy these once a year, so I now have 2 different colors. I think that they have 3 packages of different colors. So we have like the classic, and then there's like these pastel ones. I don't know if they like have names, but anyway, we have loved these bingo markers. I buy the Do-A-Dot Art brand because you can get them at a craft store. And just a little tip, if you get like a 40% off coupon for Michael's or Joann's or something, then you can buy it for 40% off for that one purchase. So then it really brings the price down and makes it really affordable. Now this one, the classic colors, I've had for probably 2 years, maybe a little more than that. And we don't use them every day, and we don't use them just for like regular art projects. We use them only for school time assignments, like, and they're usually Do-A-Dot assignments. So if it's like find the letter, or those are usually called like spot it, dot it, or I don't know, there's some like coloring pages that have Do-A-Dots, matching. Anyway, there's like specific assignments where I let my kids pull these out just so that they still stay fresh and interesting. We don't pull them out all the time, but my kids really love these Do-A-Dot markers. So it is totally worth the investment. I would do it again in a heartbeat. And I'm sure that as soon as these run out of their ink, then I'll be back at the store buying another box because we have loved them. And like I said, we have them in these classic colors, and then we have them in like these pastels. So these have been a huge homeschool win, and I would highly encourage anybody to get them to put in their homeschool. It's totally worth the expense. Okay, another great thing that we've had, this has been a favorite, is just a Caddy. This is like a magazine holder. I put it on my student's desk, and he puts all of his like loose workbooks and the book that he's reading and little like folders and stuff that I've made for him to do. And it's just a really great place so that he can keep his stuff organized. Now, I will put a little disclaimer in here. Is he is not great at putting his stuff away. This is more of a thing for me to help get things up off of the table so it's not just like strewn all around, especially when we hit the weekends or breaks. Then we have one place that I can put everything on his desk. He knows where it is at the end of the school day, and we are working on continuing to put our books away when we're finished with them. But this has been a really great homeschool resource to have, just like a quick magazine holder that's sturdy. You can get a lot of like the cardboard magazine holders, and those ones have broken down. In fact, I have one right here on this shelf behind me, the green one, that's cardboard, and it has not lasted the school year, and that actually started to break probably like before Christmas break, and my preschoolers use that one. So it's not as durable. So spend a little extra and get like a plastic one that's really durable, and it'll hold all of your kiddos' stuff. And we even put like spare paper and some like fun workbooks. This is like a mystery mosaic thing that he does. So he's got some fun pages and stuff in there too, just so that he knows where they are when he wants to grab them. So it's great when you've got some loose leaf pages. Moving on to a little homeschool fail. I got these thinking mats. This was from Carson DeLosa, I believe. It's all dusty. That's how often we use it. But these have not been a very great win. I think I've pulled them out, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times. And here's my problem with them. Maybe if I found like a better storage solution, I might pull them out more. But all of the pieces are just really loose leaf, first of all. I know some of you are probably like, just get a bag, Kaylin, it's not a big deal. And I could do that, but they just fit so nicely in this box. I was putting them in Ziploc bags, but then it made them so bulky that they didn't fit inside this box. And we would lose the pieces really quick, and it didn't really hold the interest of my students as long as I wanted it to. I felt like it was a game that was fun for maybe like 30 seconds. You know, we'd run through it 2 times maybe, and then that would be the end of that. They wouldn't find any interest in it. I've done it with my preschoolers, so a whole array of kiddos as well as my own, and nobody seems to really be interested in them. And I think that they're really cute and colorful, and they've got lots of, you know, different kinds of games. These are like math games. And anyway, in my situation, in my classroom, this has kind of been a fail. I'm still holding on to it in hopes that maybe as my now preschooler moves into kindergarten, she'll be able to use it a little bit more. This is grade kindergarten math, but I purchased it as just like another manipulative resource to help with counting and adding and subtracting and that sort of thing, but it really just turned out to be more cumbersome than I wanted it to be. I would have probably had to laminate everything to keep it more durable, and that just turned out to be more work than I wanted. So anyway, for me, it was kind of a homeschool fail. Other people probably love it, but I didn't feel like I really got the value of this resource or what it's intended to be in my own use of it, okay? All right, another homeschool fail, and it makes me kind of sad, is my lesson planner. I made this lesson planner at the beginning of the school year, and it is virtually empty. That's not true. It does have a lot of pages filled, but it's mostly just the pages that I filled up before we started school in anticipation for the upcoming school year. And then we just never did them, you know. I never looked back at it again, and then the second half of the year I haven't filled out, which is really kind of tragic because it was super duper cute. But I was finding that I was just basically rewriting my lesson plans, and I love paper and pencil. I love to write and highlight and use all different kinds of pens. But having this separate book wasn't beneficial for me. So on a plus side, I made my own daily planner and included lesson plan pages. So this is like my week, right? So this side has Monday through Friday, and then some like business goals that I have for myself. And then on the opposing side, this is my teaching schedule. So I now write it in as we go along through the week. This is my first grader up here, and then down here is my preschool plans because I have an in-home preschool that I run. So it helps me just to keep those things organized, and to have everything like laying in front of me on one open plane has really, really been beneficial for me. As another side note plus, I found friction pens, the friction erasable pens, and I have loved having those. They write really fun and really well, and they have lots of fun colors. So I've kind of been obsessed with that again. I don't know if I'll ever veer away from the paper and pencil method because I just really like paper planners, and they're fun for me, and I like having them. So anyway, that's where I am with that. And So that would end off on a positive. Another favorite that we have in our homeschool is our pointer. You can get these kind of pointers at all kinds of education stores. I'm sure that they also sell them online. They're really easy to find. But my students love, love, love having the pointer and being the helper of the day is what I call it. And they point, especially the younger kiddos, love to like point to the days of the week as we recite those, or as we're counting the days, or as we're, you know, identifying colors or shapes or the alphabet or whatever it is. They love having the pointer and being able to kind of point through it. And I have found that it also helps with pre-reading understanding. So, because when you like count, you start from the left side and you move to the right side. So it's really been helpful for that, because as we count or identify colors or the alphabet on those posters that I have, having the pointer really has been helpful. So this has been a really great investment for our homeschool. And my older student, my first grader, likes to do it too. He likes to be the helper of the day, even though he's 6. So a huge, huge, huge help. You're probably seeing, I got this one from Learning Resources. It's learningresources.com. I actually purchased it at an education store, but the branding here says that learningresources.com will probably have it for you. You can probably get it at any, you know, school supply store. All right, another positive favorite classroom thing that we have, oh, I just made a mess, has been these like little puzzle games. I have the alphabet one, and then I've got all over my floor, I've got the counting one. And this has been a really fantastic resource to have, because this has been really good for independent exercises and independent activities. I can just put my preschoolers on it and they will work on either one of these for, you know, a good chunk of time while I can like put a couple of things together. Now, because I teach a public preschool with them, I'm usually sitting there doing it with them. But as we move into our new school dynamic, and I won't be having my preschool students come anymore, then this will be really great for my K4 student or my junior kindergarten student, because she'll be able to do this while I pay some time and attention with my second grader. So these have been a really great investment. I think I got these at Costco or Sam's Club or something like that. And they sell them all the time. I still see them today. So they're really a great investment to have and to put into your preschool. I would highly recommend having those. Kind of on another note, oh, here, we'll do this one. This has been a really great thing to have. This is just like a cookie sheet that I got at Walmart, and it was like 88 cents. So the most inexpensive cookie sheet that you can find. And we call this our art tray or our magnetic tray, because I use it for both activities. So if my kids are painting or have like clay, or if we do like sand, letters or something like that, sand writing, then we always do it on the art tray. It makes for a really quick cleanup, and it's been good to kind of keep everything in one place. And then we also use it for magnets. You can see I put little magnets on here to show you. And we'll do magnet activities, whether it's a matching or identification or, you know, any kind of something rather that I find to help solidify whatever concept we're learning. So it's super versatile, really good, super cheap. You can get a bunch of them for your classroom, and all of your kids can have one. And it's been a really, really great investment as well for our class. Now, on the flip side, kind of a fail has been these pages. Now, I don't remember where I got these. I'm gonna say I got these from Oriental Trading. Oh, sure enough, I did. Oriental Trading, and these are also magnet games, and I keep holding on to them because I'm hoping that maybe that they will be beneficial, but these are also magnet games, and each page is a little bit different, and they're all like math based, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but anyway, so they give you like a little set of magnets. Oh, I'm trying to get my fingers to work here. This is one of the magnets that go with this set. And then they give you a bunch of magnet discs that have numbers on them as well. And I kind of just found that we didn't have enough of the discs with the numbers on them to fulfill one of the mats. So that was one problem that I was having. Does this go this way? So you can see that we were just writing in the numbers just to kind of, you know, make up the difference. And then of course my kids started losing those magnet numbers, so that didn't work out. But in theory, it's a good idea. Some of them my kids didn't find really very interesting. So we've used this some, I guess you could say, but it just kind of was, I don't know, a bit of a fail, sadly. I'm gonna just show you on my art tray here. So you see how it fits so perfectly on this cookie sheet. So that's great. And then you have all of the kid will count each of these fish, and then they put the disc that has a number on it, this one doesn't, in the correct slot. Oh, that doesn't magnetize there. So that's a good example. Anyway, so it's just been kind of we haven't pulled it out as often as I would have liked. And I feel like when we do pull it out, we lose interest really quickly. And, you know, she never wants to do any of the ones that I've pulled out. There's always got to be another option or a better or something. It just hasn't been a really, I don't know, it's just kind of been a fail. And yeah, we do still do it here and there now and then just because I invested in it. But I'm not even sure where all the discs are right now because I feel like my kids just play with them until they get lost. Anyway, I have two more. I have one favorite and one fail. So we'll start with the fail and then move on to the favorite. This has been a fail in our homeschool. This is my time tracker. And it goes through each of the lights, so it starts green for a period of time, and then it turns yellow when you're getting closer to the end of that time, and then it turns red for like the last minute before you can finish up the activity. And I thought that this would be really great when timing my son on any of our subjects. I wanted him to feel like he didn't have to work any longer than a particular time. And what ended up happening was it was putting a lot of stress and pressure on him, and he was working less effectively whenever I put the timer on. Because in my head, I was gonna say, okay, work on this subject for X number of minutes, and when the timer's up, then if you're still working on that activity, then you don't have to worry about it anymore, and we'll just move on and come back to it at a later time, another day or whatever. But what was happening was I was putting that timer on, and he would get so consumed with time passing and him not completing the activity fast enough that it was just debilitating his ability to do it. And so I would turn the timer off, and then he would do just fine, and he wouldn't, you know, waste time any more or any less, I guess, than he was with the timer. So I was also trying to use it as like a reading timer, read for 15 minutes when the timer goes off, but it just wasn't, it was kind of having the same but different. He was having this feeling of like, is it over yet? It's been a long time. How come it's not yellow yet? Is it broken? What's going on? And he would just like constantly be looking at the time that's displayed here on the top to see if he was, you know, where he was at in the timer range. So we've just kind of put it aside and haven't really used it. And then my kids were playing with it, and now I think it's broken. So that's what happens when we get stuff that doesn't work. But anyway, this is from Time Tracker, and it was a little bit of an investment. I remember thinking like, it's a little expensive, but I'm going to do it because I think it'll be a good resource. And it's just turned out to cause more strife than progress with my first student, which is what the intention of it was. So anyway, that's the time tracker. And then my last one is no investment at all. And it's super like, whatever you want to call it. It's a cardboard box. And you might be thinking like, how is the cardboard box a homeschool favorite? And because for me, it's been a really great place for me to dump all of my manuals that we're using during the current school year and put these on my work desk and have them easily accessible, but then also a great place that I can just dump them when I'm finished. So you can kind of see in here, I've got all of our manuals and just some like scrap paper, some reading textbooks that we're doing, future workbooks that, you know, I think that this is Explode the Code number 5. So that when my student finishes number 4, then I can just easily come into this box and grab it. So this is where I put all of the manuals and upcoming workbooks that I know we're going to be needing for the current school year. And I just put it on my desk, and it looks kind of trashy, probably. You know, it's not some cute box or something that you can get in an office supply store. It kind of happened by accident, but this really has been something that I've used all year. And it's been nice because I know exactly where everything is when I go to grab it for whatever it is that I'm looking for, textbooks or, you know, little print-offs or other workbooks or something that I've made or bought or anything like that and created. So anyway, that's been a great homeschool win. So Anyway, there's a couple of things for you. Hopefully you found something in this video that was helpful or inspirational or kind of gearing you in a direction of a decision you're trying to make as you put your homeschool classroom together. I will say that it has taken me years and years and years of teaching to put my classroom together. I taught public school for 7 years, and now I've taught private school for 3 years, and then I did my own homeschool as well for 3 years now, I guess. So it has taken a long time to put all of these things together, and you find out what you like and what works for you and what doesn't work for you. But it's a little bit of an investment, and you make a little investment many years down the road, then you find that you've got a lot of good stuff and some stuff that doesn't work out. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. I encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you're new here. I do lots of homeschool videos, curriculum videos, and our homeschool life, which is a current update of what we're doing in any given school year. So I encourage you to check those out if homeschool is a topic that you like to hear about and learn about as I put my 2 cents in the YouTube world. So anyway, thanks so much for stopping by, and we will catch you in another video.